All right, made it to the hotel. I hunted tonight along a creek right next to the parking lot, and saw two armadillos, two people. That was it. I'm gonna deep dive in the morning, try to get to this bedding area, get set up. Hopefully, it happens there. If it doesn't, then I'll at least swap out the cameras that are in this little particular kind of bedding transition, and hopefully start actually getting pictures from there. Fingers crossed. Anyway, yeah, I'm in a terrible hotel room out in the middle of nowhere, Texas. It smells like somebody pre-shitted my room, which is great. You know, I mean, really takes the pressure off you. You know, you don't feel like you soiled it. You know, if you have to do it, because somebody pre-did it.
I think this room smells worse this morning, but getting ready. Heading out a little late, but we're gonna get there. Let's get in the tree. All right, letting the old Bronco warm up, and then let's go dive in this tree and sit in the dark for a while. I'm gonna go sit on a bedding area and hopefully I can catch him coming back to bed. Hopefully I can find it, because my map app decided to delete a bunch of bookmarks, or a bunch of waypoints rather, probably a better way to put it. Delete a bunch of waypoints, so I don't have the bedding area waypointed, I don't have the camera that's on it waypointed, I don't have a bunch of cameras that I have out waypointed anymore, or sign, or things that I was gonna hunt. So I emailed them, hopefully they make that right. Fingers crossed. The more I do these solo bonsai trips to these nowhere towns and get up and wander around in the dark in a place I have no idea where anything is really, the more I realize that bow hunting is a sickness, and I have it, and I don't know what to do about it. Just got in the tree. The light's starting to bring. Basically in an area that I found a lot of beds this summer. So hopefully I beat the deer to the bed. If I didn't, I probably just blew a bunch of deer out. So I guess we'll see which one it is.
another cell camera. It's basically right in there. And there is a ton of deer sign back there. The only regular deer I have on camera over there, though, is a doe that comes out of there in the evening, right about 7 o'clock every night. And she's just one single doe that I've ever seen, so I don't know, there's at least one deer bedded back there. So I'm kind of trying to hold that spot off for the rut, hoping that that doe stays there. I just blew out I think I just blew out a bedded deer that was just bedded right along the trail in. Didn't sound very big. I think it was a doe. I just saw the movement. I never really saw it. But I think I saw my first deer today. Let's start. I'm accessing from a different side of the property. I've never come through here before. The winds are out of the south, so I'm entering to the north. And I'm going to try to get set up on the only rub that I've found that's fresh so far, so see how it goes. Alright, move sets again. Still just wasn't happy with where I was, so moved again. See if it ends up paying off. Wind's doing all sorts of dumb stuff, and I already bumped a buck, so who knows. Alright, it's the last morning of the trip. I had something walk under me in the dark. It was small though. It's like a raccoon or a rabbit or I don't know, something. I'm gonna give it until about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'm gonna go check out of the hotel and get back home. See how it goes. There's a pond right here. Big trail right here. We'll see. Well, my original plan was to get in here early, like in the dark. Didn't happen. I was gonna get set up in a place where I could see a tree that I bumped a buck out of, or under. Trying to go to this area the other day. He was bedded up under the tree, so in the event that he bedded in the same spot, I wanted to be there and maybe be able to make a play on him. I missed my mark. I wasn't looking at my map close enough and I overshot it, so maybe I blew him out. Maybe he was never there. I don't know. But anyway, I decided I wanted to move forward to see if I could see under a few. Birds, probably. I decided I wanted to move closer to see if I could see under any other trees. And I thought that the grass was so insanely tall in this spot that there was no way a deer could see me. Wrong. That is not a bird. Well, anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted by that doe, I was walking to get a better look, and I got busted by two deer. They blew at me from across the field. I think they were does too, but I thought, oh, great. And then a mystery deer was blowing behind me, but I was downwind. There's no way they could see me, it's too big. So I don't know, I think they were just blowing at the other does. So I decided I'd give me up this trick. I'm just standing here and going up the tree. I was doing an interview and that little doe popped out. She was probably, fighting. That doe is freaked out. Well, anyway, I'm gonna put my phone away and enjoy the video outdoors. Hopefully a buck comes cruising by. Alright. Alright, we've arrived. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's pouring. It's not quite as cold. It's not quite as cold as I expected, but it's still a lot colder than it was. It was 92 yesterday. It's gonna be in the 60s all day today. So, let's see if we can get it done. It was supposed to be dark when I got in here. I just got in here maybe 20 minutes ago. I was lost in the dark for hours this morning. But I was walking down the creek bed that I needed to walk. And I literally about stepped on a pig. And it didn't move. It was just laying in the grass. I was 2 feet from it. It was wild. I had to back up. I was gonna shoot, but I had a flashlight, not a headlamp. And you kind of need both hands to arch. So I had to back out and go around it. I think it was a sow with a big lid, I think. Dude, it's wild. But it's wet, it's rainy, it sucks. And the reason I got lost is because my screen got wet and I couldn't use my map anymore. And I tried to do it by internal navigation. Alright. Heading back out for the evening hunt. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I was gonna not tonight. I was just gonna go home. I didn't see any deer this morning. I got lost. I basically couldn't use my map because my phone screen was too wet. And I basically paced back and forth like my best spot. So, probably not gonna see deer in there. And then on the way back out, while I was loading my gear, I laid my bow against the Bronco. Sat there for a while, decided what to do. Decided I was gonna go into town and at least get some lunch. And I ran over my bow. Broke the quiver. Broke my rear bar stabilizer mount. And yeah. So I went an arrow. So yeah. I was just gonna call it quits at that point. But the bow still pulls back. No clicks or pops. It should be fine to shoot 30 yards tops, and that's about all I'm gonna get out here, so I'm just gonna go for it. I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry. Kind of at a loss for words. I just jumped an entire flock. I don't even know. A whole bunch of wood ducks. And there was just one. All of his buddies flew off. Except one drake. He was just sitting right there. And as soon as I hit the play button to try to record, he flew off. But that was kind of cool. That is deep. Whoa. There's kind of a little landlocked island. Or, well, I guess it's sort of waterlocked, but you have to get across this creek. The creek's fairly deep, and it's a very small patch of land that butts up to private. Man, this has got me thinking. I actually might want to try to get over there and at least check it out. Alright, I got set up. I'm like 2 sticks high in an old mossy oak tree. Unlike all the other oaks though, this one is dropping acorns. So not only am I divided by the pond right now, or the creek that has water in it, and I'm kind of isolated. This is the only tree that I have seen every time I've been out here that is actually dropping acorns. Just getting up and situated. And I look down. private land right here, so I suppose that was probably to be expected, but I think if I can find a spot in here that I can set up my saddle and, obviously hunt the appropriate side of the land, I might see deer tonight. For an hour on Halloween weekend, and that was enough for me. So I'm back. More about the in the field experience today, though, because that was way more exciting. Same piece of public, access to different route. It's a lot more walking intensive, and I saw the sign. I started seeing more sign. Got back in pretty deep, found a fresh rub line, fairly fresh rub line within the last couple weeks, and I decided that was the best buck sign I had seen all day, so I decided I was going to get up in a tree. With the trad bow, I did have to decide between two trails I had to pick. And I decided to pick the trail closest to the rub, as that was the best indication that I had. So I got up the tree, one stick high, had good cover though. And technically, I won the chess game tonight. Uneventful sit in the beginning. The winds were kind of switchy, honestly. They were very light, but switchy. And the winds were predominantly blowing the way that I thought the deer would probably come out, and I thought about getting down, actually. But I decided that I didn't really know where the deer were going to come. There's a ton of trails intersecting. They could really come from anywhere, so I decided to let it ride. About 6:30, two does come out, two mature does, and they walked out the direction that I came from, which kind of surprised me. But then they kind of circled me, I don't know, probably 35, 40 yards out. Not a minute after they fed out of sight, a tank of a buck comes out. I mean, I'm talking big, like Midwestern-sized deer body. Just a tank. His rack was trash, maybe 80 inches. I think he was a 4-point. I'm not even sure he had eye guards. But he was way past his ears, and you could just tell, super mature deer. And he came out on the same trail. He ended up not following the does on the same trail they took, and came right down, and when he got to those two, the fork in the trail, of course, he went to the further one. And hit a scrape. I mean, just raked earth in front of me at like 25 yards for like 5 minutes. I had no shot, no lane, nothing. And to be honest with you, 25 yards of my recurve right now is pushing it. And then another buck comes out, and it's like him junior. It's like the same buck, just like 2 years younger. Comes out. I think he was legal too. And kind of watched him make this scrape. I ended up getting a video of the littler buck. I was too scared to try to get a video of that big buck right there. I mean, 25 yards from me, but I had him at 25 yards for like 5 minutes and just, like I said, never had a shot. And there was a couple times where he looked like he was going to come to me and just didn't. And they ended up going off to where the does went. And I think they ended up fighting once they got out of sight. They started sparring. I heard some sort of commotion. Either they started raking a tree or they sparred a little bit, one or the other. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you set up on the scrape? I didn't know the scrape was there. And to be honest with you, I'm not even convinced that scrape was there prior. I think he just came out that day out of bed and was just like, you know what, that patch of grass right there, F that patch of grass, and just mauled it. Because I went and put a camera on it. There's a camera on it right now, a cell cam. And it didn't look like an established scrape. It looked like he just decided today was the day that ground needed some punishment. So, like I said, I got a camera on it now. Hopefully he still continues to hit it pretty hard. and maybe I get a chance next weekend. Hopefully. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. I think that's the longest amount of time I've spent with a mature buck in front of me, and it was just cool to just like observe it and like watch it, you know? All right, I'm literally in bed right now. I left a cell camera on the scrape that the big buck made, and I just got a picture of an even bigger buck that I didn't see tonight. I might have to pick the compound bow back up.